Open Mic Land, what it do, y'all? We are episode number 41, and we are September. We are July 26th. I'm jumping the gun here.
Is it the 2-6er? Yeah, it is, right?
Yep.
Damn, tomorrow or the next day is supposed to be a mega night watching event. We're not going to get the brunt of it ourselves. It's supposed to be other places, but it's going to be a badass full moon, you know?
Oh, full moon, huh?
Yeah.
You know, you always heard that whole wise tale about that's when the crazies come.
Yeah, always.
They're always out, though, ain't
I
they?
love that. Oh, for sure. It don't matter. It don't matter what day of the week. A crazy don't care if it's Friday the 13th. A crazy don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like long hair don't care.
It's like, man, I really wanted to go out.
Don't give
I really
a shit.
wanted to go out and kill some people, but it's not a full moon, so I better wait.
I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off on that.
I want to go rob some people, but it's not a full moon. I better wait. Settle down.
It's not the right time.
Right.
You know, people are panicking. I can't do it. They never said that. They said, come across their mind, they're gonna go out and go get that shit.
You know, back in the day, it was you were allowed to go off on Enchanted Rock.
Oh yeah.
For all you people listening in our area in Texas, we have a spot that is a very well-known hiking area, and it's what is the biggest granite deposit in all the world.
I think I want to say one of. I don't know if the one in like Georgia is like competes with it or not, but
Right.
It's a big dome itself. So it's one of the largest dome granite surfaces out there.
Yeah, and it's but like I said, when we were younger, you were allowed to kind of go off and I don't know why they did not let you. Still with this whole shit where they don't let you. But yeah, that's kind of it.
I remember growing up and doing it. It was always, to me, just a thrill. I remember the kids. They'd get trapped. They'd go off and do, I don't know, whatever kinds of crazy drugs they did back then. And
Right.
some of them got lost and
It's
the caves. The
it's
caves.
a neat hiking spot,
Yeah.
and it's located in the hill country of Texas. But like I was saying, is that they don't allow. Back in the day, they used to allow you to just go whenever you wanted. You know what I mean? And now they don't let you go at night. But I've gone about 5 or 6 times at nighttime, and I've gone with a lot of people, and I've gone with just a few people. And one of the best times I ever went was at full moon.
Epic,
Fucking
right?
amazing, yeah. And it was like that, how this picture shows where there was water going, so it was real. Everything was just illuminating. You could hear the water.
If there's water running, the grass is like vibrantly green, so everything's reflecting when the sun comes over, and then the moon just aerates it.
Look how beautiful that is, man.
Ah,
Almost makes me wish
yeah.
I was there right now.
Yeah.
It kind of gives me that feeling where I was like, oh, I wish I was in Enchanted Rock. But we
Maybe
used to
get
go
some hiking in.
We used to go at nighttime, and it was cool because there was a few times where we'd go and we'd do what you're not supposed to do. Is it'd be like 12, 15 of us, and we'd all have beer, and or, we were people smoked certain things, and
they said they did what they did.
Earth growing things, none of that man-made things. But yeah, people would take that out there, and we'd have a good time and just sit out there. And if it was pitch black, it was awesome. That's the two ends of the spectrum where you got a pitch black night and you got a full moon. Either way, they were just gorgeous. Obviously, for obvious reasons, the pitch black night was cool because the stars were just fucking plentiful.
Oh man,
no lights out there.
Yeah, you could count all night long and never run out. That type of shit. That's what I dig about the hill country. Well, really, any night sky. Whenever I get out of the city, and I always seek it out and try to see what it looks like from this angle.
Right.
And always out here, you had such killer shots of the Milky Way when it was really pumping and it had the right timing. And then you can always count all the other constellations and different. Like if you know your planets, you can kind of pick them out. To me, that was always something that.
So did you ever do any nighttime hiking?
Oh yeah.
In Hawaii?
Oh, for sure. There was some hikes that were illegal for all intents and purposes of the word. Semi-banned, or they discouraged people from going up them. You'd have to do it in the middle of the night to really get going. Because if you showed up at 6, or if you showed up at like 5 in the morning to get your hike on, they already had a guard there blocking you. So you'd have to show up like at 2 in the morning and get up there. Yeah, I did this one. It's called Stairway to Heaven. You could look it up. I did that one numerous times. man,
In Hawaii?
in Hawaii, some of the most epic nights up there too.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, Stairway to Heaven, and it's just like you're saying about Enchanted Rock, has its own mystic vibe to it, and at one point it was yeah, that's it right there. At one point it was open itself, but through the years, I guess people have gotten hurt, and so now, like I said, it's semi-banned.
That is awesome, man.
It's epic, bro, epic. I don't see all that like that.
Let me find the better images, because
yeah, like if you
stuff like this, huh?
Mm-hmm, exactly. And so this is the top part right there. It's this bunker / shelled out, I guess, electrical spot. I don't know exactly what it did, but
This is all it.
yeah, that's all there.
That's amazing.
So on a clear day, you could see all the other, not all of them, but you could see a few different other islands, and for sure around
You're
the whole,
above the clouds.
Yeah,
You're literally
yeah.
fucking above the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And at one point, like if you might find a picture, you're actually climbing right up along the freeway, and so at one point the freeway's right there, and you could look right across it, see like right there's the freeway going past.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, and you come up over it this way, and so
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's. I'm almost envious of your eyes of the shit you saw out there. 'Cause that's cool.
and that's just one of the hikes, that are out there to do. There's actually a book that just recently.
What island is this on?
That's on Oahu.
Oahu.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
look
did
at that.
this on Kauai. I did some real killer ones. I'd have to. They get some local names. And
Here
I
it
have
is.
to,
This is the cable car shelter. That's.
oh yeah, that's halfway up.
So you remember that?
Oh yeah. You pass right by it, and if the weather's real bad, you might stop in there and just kind of cruise out, or depending on your hiking ability too, you might
Take
just
a little break there.
Yeah. But me,
Was
look
there-
at me,
was
dog.
there
You
any
think I
tagging?
stop? I charge that shit, right?
Yeah, you better be in shape, because that's.
Yeah. It's-
There's a certain section where they look vertical. Look here. Let's take a-
It is, dude. You're just climbing straight up.
Wow.
It's like a ladder at that point. Homegirl, as sexy as could be, and that's what you get. A lot of them honeys doing that. They're like,
There's some other people
Yeah.
doing it.
oh yeah, it's a world-renowned hike. Mm,
Yeah, and for good reason. I mean, look at that. Yeah, that's pretty amazing, man. So yeah, night hiking is something that
So these people are doing it or traversing it in the daytime. I myself, for better vantage, for all whatever it may be. See, it's blocked. You see the picture there of it being blocked.
look at that, straight
Yeah.
down. Wow.
Epic.
You go down the same way? Then you go back up. Okay.
One way up, one way down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
If you're a real badass, I'm sure people do it. See, like he's straight up and down right here. This guy picture, it's straight up and down like that. And I remember picking berries. So there was this G spot that the birds were hitting up, and they couldn't get into where we were at, or they didn't want to come around us. And I saw what they were going after. They were going after these like juicy little red berries. And me, I picked them, and this other guy, there was probably like 7 of us in the crew, and only one other cat was willing to eat them with me.
Yeah, dude.
And we ground them hard. It was only a few, but still,
Were they good?
they were real good. They were real good for wild berries. They were like nice tart.
Is this the beginning?
No, that is another angle. That's almost at the top.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a good ways up.
This looks like pretty
Yeah.
tough.
No, it goes forever. I'm telling you, I don't know how many steps or whatever the hike may be, but you go forever and ever. And most of the times I did the hike going up was always in the dark. So all the views and all that epic shit I always saw coming down, or once the light came up, once the sun was arise. See, these people are actually, they climbed up on top of that shelter.
Right. That's a kick-ass picture.
Yeah. One time I went up, the guys had a drone.
Oh,
And that was super badass too.
for sure. Let's let's take a look at some of the hiking trails, man.
There's so many.
So we'll say we'll go in America.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I did that haiku stairs. I did.
No, fuck this. Let's go global.
Okay, yeah, global. That'll be. in the world. Yeah.
Because we're not just Americans on this one, so.
No, you're right. That would be badass. Where's
Yeah.
that? It doesn't say. I'm gonna guess that's Iceland.
There it is. Let's see. Man, that is unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal.
What a point to find too. Oh, Norway. That's the fjords of Norway.
Fjords.
I'm not too far off. I wasn't, That's
This is a real hike heaven in Europe. Don't move on the page. Hikers also get shit, stuttering here. Hikers also get to admire the wonderful landscape. The steep,
yeah.
cliffs. That's some kind of pronunciation of.
I'm gonna guess that's the regional name for them.
Yeah, and that has to be what's. Man, I wonder what kind of language that.
That's Nordic.
Nordic, huh?
Yeah, Norwegian, for sure. Well,
Real hike heaven for Europeans.
man, I think anyone. Look at the water. The water looks sick down there. I think that's still the same place. I'm gonna guess that that's still the fjords.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's New Zealand.
So this fjord land. I mean, I wonder what that.
Hey,
Lord of the Rings. This is where they shot the Lord of the Rings here in New Zealand. So that's a place that they'd suggest to go hiking.
Mm-hmm.
South
Looks
Africa.
like it. Man, yeah, any of these spots I'd dig to get to.
That's pretty amazing. That's wow.
I'd hike all the rim.
This is the
I'd
same.
hike that rim like
this
crazy.
is the same here. South
I think
Africa.
so.
Wow, look how green that is. In the contrast of those red rocks cliffs,
Mhm.
that's pretty cool.
Mount Hua. Yeah.
China.
I did a little hiking in China, but fortunately where we were going,
Wow.
oh, I've seen this hike somewhere.
Yeah, we did a podcast and we showed that video.
Yeah. That shit's badass.
I'm scared of heights, man. I'd have to do it though.
It's so much. It's not much. It's overcoming a whole lot more than heights at that point.
You're right about that.
Right?
It becomes a lot more than
yeah. Fuck, that shit's epic, dog.
As long as you don't have to come back down that way.
But you gotta wonder, well, which other ways are to come down.
I wonder.
If you're lucky, it tapers around and you're all good. But
there's some more pictures.
wow, yeah, I me, I dig that type of stuff. I definitely go for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sinister. There's some more. The Andes in South Africa.
South America.
Oh, sorry. Wow, that's very barren looking.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I want to go.
Machu Picchu.
Yeah, that's been on my.
You know
list.
what? Jessica, our cousin Jessica went,
Mhm.
and she was telling us that all said and done, when this is there, but there's an actual trail to a place even higher up into that mountain or one of the mountains around that is dug out and done similar like Machu Picchu is here, but its own other little village higher up in the mountains.
Did I tell you about that National Geographic program I watched where they have new, like back then when they would find these kind of things, it would just be dudes wandering in the jungle just cutting shit, and they come across these civilizations.
And they're newly discovered.
Yeah, and anybody who's seen pictures of these jungles, it's just fucking dense jungle terrain. You can't see nothing from over top. So trying to fly over and do spotting like that, it ain't gonna happen because everything
That's why they gotta do
overruns.
satellite.
Yeah. Well, now there's a laser program that you fly it with the plane as well, and it shoots down lasers to the earth, and it's going through it's penetrating all the jungle that we can't see, but visually you can't see. So it's penetrating everything with lasers, and it's coming back with all this data. Now they found just an ungodly amount of civilizations out there that are from this civilization.
Wow.
That they just couldn't find before.
Yeah.
So
the
now
lost.
it's called man, please, you got to check it out. It's on National Geographic. It's called the Snake Kings, something like that, something along those
Serpent
lines.
Kings or something.
Yeah, just look for the Snake Kings.
The Lost City of Zed type of shit.
It's really real. It's and the people who were doing the show are like, there's so many civilizations out here that neat to look at. That it's going to take 300 to 400 years for us to go through it all.
A whole new history. Needs
I watched
to be written.
I watched where they went through one because they found one doing that same type of technology. They found one, and they went into this chamber and they found dishes that are thousands of years old that look brand new because it's covered in a like a burial tomb. They found jade. They found all these cool artifacts that are fucking pristine because it's not
Like all
weathered.
whacked out.
Yeah, it's not exposed to any sun, not exposed to any water. It was just in the dirt, and it was a burial that somebody died. Somebody very important. They couldn't say who. It was no like king or nothing. It was just somebody very important.
It might have been before they even knew the king type of stuff.
Yeah.
It was just leaders.
I really wish you could see the painting on this bowl that they found, or this plate, because it was jaw-dropping, beautiful, and it was like I said.
And it was in
pristine.
South America.
You could still see the glaze on it. You know, it's just
Wow.
fucking perfect. Yeah,
Fresh
And it was
out the
South
kiln.
Africa, yeah. Oh, it was the homie with the bum leg. Remember, I showed you. He was watching. I watched another one about the Asian. And it was the guy who didn't have a leg. Remember, didn't you come over and it was a Chinese? It was like a Chinese guy that hikes and everything. And he didn't have a leg.
You know, I'm not too sure.
His name was Ben something. Yeah.
That would have stuck with me.
Yeah, maybe it was
The legless archaeologist.
Let's move on to more places. All right. So number 5 is Spain. Think of that.
El Caminito del Rey.
Wow.
Damn, dog. Whoever thought to traverse that?
And for you people who are looking at the screen and you see the line across the cliffside, that's a path that you would be walking on.
Yeah.
It looks like a wooden structure, possibly.
I'm only guessing that it's made out of wood, but like I said, whoever conceived to traverse that, they might.
Why was it so important to do so? That's the
and
thing.
a very narrow hiking trail is pinned to these steep rocks and is considered the most dangerous in the world.
Because they were using that to travel for some reason.
Goods or who knows what, but wow.
There's more pictures of it.
Oh, right there's an empty spot.
Look at that. And if you have the balls to cross, you can cross right there on that one pole, or you can take the little loop area around there where you can keep going along the cliff, or you can take that, just walk the plank. Oh, here comes your area, Hawaii.
See, I did part of this hike. I did. So there's off of this one single trail. There's I think 3 or 4 different hikes you can. And I went up one of the shorter routes. It went deeper into the mountains, and this one is supposed to go around it. And man, it doesn't actually show where I'm thinking that it should be.
It says the beautiful landscape can be rather deceiving. The dramatic coastline can be a real challenge for hikers, and it doesn't it doesn't look like much.
No, but it is. It gets serious in there.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, real serious. You get where it's water, and then. But I even ate up in there. I ate wild apples. I found some wild apples hanging in the tree, and I grind them. They were super. Man, I thought it was good.
And here are the Alps. Scared. The Alps, man, in Switzerland, Italy, and France. Wow, it spreads through a long way.
Where my homie fucking what's his head? Utsi the Iceman.
Oh yeah.
Where he be laying.
Were you the guy who texted me and said that he was found eating red stag? That was you,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. They like ever since I heard about the guy, and they continuously study him, so it's been ongoing. Shit pops up in the news. Shit pops up elsewhere. Like,
let's see, the Iceman's amazing.
Right? It's stuck with me. Like we got something going on. Like me and him. Like I don't know what it is.
Our brothers.
Yeah. Like it echoes. It's all Assassin's Creed type of shit.
Let's get through this, and we'll take a look at Itzy.
And so
here's the Mount Rainier in Washington.
Oh,
did y'all go there?
Yeah, I've been there. They get a real good beer that's named after that mountain. Got a shout out Rainier beer.
Rainier beer.
Yeah, killer. It's like it's their version of Lone Star, I might say.
Seattle's version.
Yeah.
Or Washington's version.
Washington's version. They might have other good cheap beers, but Rainier beer, that's solid.
So that's it, peeking out the skyline of Seattle. All right, the number 1 best hiking in the world is the Himalayas.
I'm gonna make it there for sure. All those other places are dreams. But this place is a guarantee. I think I'm gonna see it for sure.
Wow, that's pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
Is it always gonna be cold like that?
In the summertime, I'm guessing it's a little.
I wonder what kind of
moderate, but I'm sure it's cold. I think it's generally cold.
I wonder what kind of predators they got.
Oh, they get mountain lions. They get all kinds of crazy shit. Bears. They get their own version of Bigfoot.
The Yeti.
The Yeti, yep. That's the cat. I think it's UTZ. Yeah, so throughout the years with the studies of this guy, I always just found, and so recently they discovered what his last meal was. And it was something to do, like I said, about...
Did I spell that wrong?
Yeah, you need to put an I.
Where's that at? Right there?
No, at the end. And then it's...
There it is.
So, yeah, they just discovered, you know...
Oh, is that how they found him?
Yeah, that was him right there, dude. Like, still sunk in the ice.
And all his clothes deteriorated?
And all that was just kind of melted off him in his... I think this is off
Oh,
to...
that's some weird fucking scene.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. But that's homie right there.
And I don't, if any of you guys are not familiar with Ötzi, he is the caveman that they found frozen in ice, and they found that he had all kinds of tattoos and all kinds of things. And
he had some serious weapons. He was well equipped.
Very equipped.
And it turns out that they found out he was murdered, or they feel like he was murdered or chased out of some village because he had a shot, an arrowhead in the back, high in like on the shoulder or something like that, and that's pretty much what I guess killed him.
He was in battle with somebody, and from what I understand, it started at the tree line where because there was a. It showed his diet started there, and And here's some of the weapons that he had on him, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah, for that day and age, for this, that's like him having his toolbox. You know, a guy carrying, like y'all have the tool truck. That's like homie having his own tool truck right there. The equivalent of like carrying around those tools, for sure.
Like he had a little knife sheet spun out of something.
And then he had that little stick right there to make the
fire
tools.
Starter.
Yeah.
Kit, a quiver of arrows, and an unfinished bow that he had been working on. He was about 5'5" and weighed 110.
Solid frame, dude.
Yeah.
You know, for that day and age, I guarantee that 2,000 years ago or whatever it was, homie was solid.
Yeah. So as I was saying, look, here are the tattoos that were on him. Hopefully y'all guys can see these kind of but these were the markings that showed that this is when tattooing was, like, even at this time of human progression, that tattooing was this early, you know.
And it was, I think they determined a lot of the tattoos are placed over like deteriorated muscles or busted up bones and shit like that. So they think it was a healing effect. Some type of a spiritual medicine that through the tattoos.
And there's one of his markings right there.
It's like an X marks the spot.
And I wonder, is this one of his things?
I wouldn't doubt it. I remember them saying he carried plenty of things.
I think it is because it.
Let's see. Yeah. So. Oh look, it was a shoe.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow, I was wondering what it was. I was like, that must be like to carry things.
And they call him a caveman, so
yeah.
This is legit. Like, this is right when our brains and were starting to work, and we were figuring out tools. We were figuring out ways to use our surroundings to our advantage instead of just walking around with bones and skin. You know, we were figuring out that, hey, we can carry a stick and we put something sharp on it. We can use it to kill something.
We get a lot more things than not.
I can use something sharp to cut a tree down to use it as a bow. I can even use a bow and sling arrows to get stuff. Like, this is that beginning progression. So yeah, so he got into a fight somewhere down the line, bro. He probably had
on the tree line.
He probably had all that great shit that somebody
wanted. Was like, bro, this guy's got everything we need right now.
Yeah. So
if we had half the stuff he had, we could be giving. We could be doing it big.
But he got away, and he got all the way up to the frozen area, because like I said, he was running for his life, and he got all the way up to and something happened where maybe he just the injuries that, like you said, he had an arrow in him. Yeah, he had a couple of stabs, I think.
And they said the shot that killed him, you know, they did all the science on it. I watched it
Right,
too.
broke it all down.
Yeah. That the shot that the homie took that dropped him had to have been a once in a lifetime, like a real badass archer type of a shot. You know, it was way up in the mountains, and there had to have been
Sniper,
a lot of
huh?
yeah, straight up. There had to have been a lot of wind at play, a shitty angle. You know, he was on the move, right? Because he was trudging up, getting away from these cats. Like, so yeah, it's been said that homie that flung the arrow that took him down had to have been a badass too.
Wow. See, here it is. Meet Ötzi the Iceman, the oldest preserved human ever found. So this is legit.
So 5,300. So he's even older than the kind, the Egyptian mummies. And all
Hikers
that.
found him too. Oh, in the Alps.
Mhm.
Look at that.
Yeah. That's what kind of brought him up.
Yeah. The mountaineer who recently just died.
The guy that found him recently just passed, huh? If I was him, I'd have said, bury me right where Ötzi was discovered.
That guy accidentally came across one of the greatest discoveries
I
ever.
guarantee you a history changer. You know, people, it was all these intellectuals that, oh no, time only goes till here, or the Bible states that it was all this.
That would be awesome to have.
And this
attached
guy,
to you.
yeah.
Even though it's coincidence and it's no skill, but still.
Right, it's like I always say, dude, I'll take luck over being good any day.
You said that for
I'll
sure.
take luck. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, no, that ain't right. I'm like, nah, to me, that's, you know.
So this is where he fell. I mean, maybe. You think he moved much from what happened?
I bet you.
How he didn't get ravaged by?
It's so high up there.
Yeah,
there's nothing there. I would guess that it was probably bitter cold as is.
It must have been. Yeah, it must have been snowing.
It was it was that type of
a blizzard type of situation.
And so he froze.
I got covered with ice.
Exactly.
Snow.
And shit. Nothing ever came up or came by because there was other good stuff to eat, which was, I mean, luckily for us, because there's all types of shit to be learned. I mean, like I was telling you about, that they just found out what he had been eating, and he was eating good. He was eating.
So he died before Christ, a long time before Christ.
Oh yeah.
Too. Call that out, Johnny.
That is, had died sometime between 350 and 3100 BC. Making him about 5,300 years old, the oldest preserved human being ever found.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. And this is how he fell. He fell with that arm.
You know, dead already. So collapse. Like we said, I think the blizzard took over, iced him, and
he had a well-balanced diet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had all kinds of things. I wish we could find somewhere where it said the contents.
I think it was
it up higher?
right here, right there. It says the contents of his stomach showed various types of pollen that revealed not only that he had died in the spring or summer, but he had traveled across different elevations in the mountains shortly before his death. Meanwhile, the highly preserved state of his skin also showed that he had more than 50 tattoos that had been made by rubbing charcoal into tiny cuts. So,
wow.
Yeah. So like you said, he started out at the bottom, traversed all different kinds of mountain range, and for whatever reason, he went to the high mountains, I guess, to die.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we think he might have looked like.
Yeah. Kind of looked like my dad.
Wow. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Neat. So if anybody didn't know about Ötzi, definitely read up about him. Try to
check him out. Your ancestors, dude. That's humanity.
If you're a history nerd like me, you got a boner for that shit.
Yeah.
I get boners for it every time I look at it and listen to it, or hear a story, or read more something new about it, whatever it may be. You know, it's always something cool. I want to share another story that I posted that I thought was pretty neat. You know, this gentleman. Well, we'll watch the story. We'll watch the story and then we'll talk about it. Because it's a pretty incredible. I think there's love out there that's all around us, and then there's being original. And this gentleman takes that path.
I want to make a ring like 100% by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, can that be done?
Well, yeah. I feel like you could do it. So that lady is Scarlett, and I went to school with her, and now she's a professional jewellery maker. And I asked her if she would teach me and walk me through the process of making a diamond engagement ring from scratch. So the milestone for this one is to make a ring that Kim says yes to. Okay, Scarlett.
That's a good start for
It
the
is.
ring making process.
He's got a goal.
Now it's time, I
Goals
guess,
matter.
to begin.
That's pretty incredible, dude. Think about that. You're like, you know what? I don't just want to buy the girl that I love
Yeah.
a ring. I want to make it.
That's legit.
Yeah, that's an incredible gift. To take that kind of time and to want to learn that craft just for that sole reason.
So this tiny little silver tube is what will set down.
It looks kind of generic for now.
Yeah, I know. I wonder how it's. I haven't watched this video yet, so I'm wondering what it's going to look like.
I mean, for not being, it's his first one.
Yeah,
And it
I know.
should be his only
He
one.
should have maybe started this a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Gonna size it. Oh, that's how that works, huh?
I guess so.
Perfect
We've got to the
fit.
point now where we are ready to set the stone in the ring. Now this is kind of a point of no return, right, Scarlett?
Yeah.
Even though diamonds are the hardest material known to man, Scarlett tells me that you can still split them, right? A little bit nervous for this point.
That's what I'm wondering. How did you get it to stay in?
They just put
Is it just wedged in there?
Yeah,
Looks like
it
he's-
looks like that's what it's doing.
Looks like he's trying to he's trying to make the metal cap in over
Just
it.
a little bit, just
Yeah.
a little curve over
A
it.
little bit of a lip to the metal to
Yeah.
keep it in place. So there's no kind of adhesive or weld or anything to keep it in place.
Don't look like it. Not his, anyways.
Yeah, yeah. Good point.
Kind of rough looking,
Yeah, it is, dude.
but like I said, I
What do you
mean,
think, Scarlett?
It's amazing. I should say yes, it's okay.
Charlotte ain't bad looking either.
no.
Oh, he's that polished up. It definitely shows that it is handmade. It even has a little bit of dents in it. Oh, cool. He's gonna show her the fucking video. Right on.
She knew already.
You think?
Well, look at her. She's like, what are you, like what? Like,
Oh yeah.
she knows.
That's
She's like, what for me? Well, she's no dummy.
Well, she might be thinking that he's showing her a picture of that.
Wow. She's all emotional.
That's cool.
That is.
Yeah, man. So that's a pretty neat thing, you know, in a world where we hear about so much about fucking divorce rates and all this thing. You
What
know,
were we saying last time? It's up to 75% now.
70 or something. Yeah,
So it's like, that's insane. Yeah, it's out there. People just need to not get blinded by the light, I guess, as the song goes.
settle down.
You know, they think like, oh, it's this, you know, it's the heat of the moment, it's, you know, lust
Right.
and who knows what.
I'm a big believer in that. You gotta live with somebody before you even pop the question. I know back in the day, it was more of like, no, you court somebody, you marry, then you take them home. You know what I mean? I don't think you do that anymore. I think now it should be the way you live with somebody. You get to know that they're not
You
going to
should've
annoy
talked
the
to him,
shit
huh?
out of you. I mean, and then you know, it's different. It's different. You kind of have to evolve with the times, and I think this is one of those things that you gotta live with somebody to know if they annoy the shit out of you or not, or if you,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
if they can take criticism, and
how
you
how
feel.
that living dynamic is gonna play out, definitely.
Right.
Definitely, you gotta try it. I'm with you. You know, that has to be, and it's usually not. You know, they think, oh, we'll just get it right into it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Because I like the idea of it, and it is. Love is, and wanting to be in love is fucking great. You know.
Yeah.
But there,
It's
work.
Yeah,
dude.
it's not easy. I'd say people think like they're gonna find that person and it's gonna be all these butterflies and.
It wears off,
you know.
unfortunately. Dude. It does. I mean, because
Entirely.
it is butterflies and shit. It is,
Right.
but it's gonna. In 12 years, in reality, bro, you're not gonna have those fucking butterflies anymore because you're sitting. You know, after 10 years of seeing the same person every day. I mean, it doesn't mean that you don't love them any less. But the idea of what everybody thinks of love, it's gonna wear off. It happens. It's like loving a fucking steak. You know, I love chicken fried steak, but eating it every day for 8 years, it's gonna wear on you. It's like love is the same thing.
Sooner or later, you're gonna be like chicken fried steak again.
Love is the same
know?
way. It's gonna happen, and this is coming from people that I've heard.
And not only that, but like the chick is gonna say salmon again.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever it is that she.
I think you gotta find ways. You gotta put in work in this sense where don't get complacent. Think of, I mean, because it will happen. But think to yourself, when you think that it is happening, make sure to be like, you know what, maybe I should mix it up and think about doing something different. Like, let me take her to wherever, somewhere different, whatever. You got to mix it up somehow. I think those are the small things that you do to keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep it
and, and to me, I think it's both. It goes both ways. People have their ebbs and flows, like, you know, the guy be riding high, the girl be, you know, back and forth, and you feed off of each other. You know, it's I like, you know, symbiosis, if you will, you know, where it's two organisms like equally pulling off of each other to whatever it may be, emotionally, physically, financially, all that, right? Like you're in it together, and it's
For sure. It's like you said, when you hang out with friends, for long enough, you end up taking each other's sayings sometimes or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, so and so says dog all the time, and you hang out with them for 3 months, then fucking Joey saying dog too.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
It's the same thing with the relationship, but on a greater scale, because not only are you taking each other's mannerisms, you're taking each other's thought process in the same way too. So you could be an anti-Trump and a pro-Bernie, and all of a sudden you're in love with the person and you're around them enough and you exchange enough ideas and conversations. Well, you might be a Trump supporter too. Or he might be a Bernie supporter. Whatever.
Sway him whichever way.
Yeah, it all those things get meshed together and it becomes this huge entity. So like I said, so over time, things are going to die down. You know, things are going to fade away. And I think sometimes people don't really want to put in the work to make it happen. And that gentleman seems like the kind of guy who's going to do those things to make it.
That's 9 times out of 10 is people don't want to put in the work.
Like, it's hard to see that guy not having a happy marriage for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? That's the guy who's going to be like 56 years marriage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And more. So,
more.
shout out to that guy.
The ringmaker.
One other thing that's really big right now, dude, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but there's this stupid fucking thing going on right now that is, it's all about this Kiki song. You heard about this Kiki song?
Kiki.
Yeah, it's a Kiki song.
No.
Kiki, will you love me? Blah, blah, blah.
No, I hadn't
Well,
heard
now there's a thing on social media that it's like a challenge. It's called the Kiki Challenge. So I'll play you one.
I thought that Poopity Doop was fucking dumb enough.
Poopity doop.
The Kanye Poopity Doop, Doopity Poop. Okay.
Well, this is
Some
one.
dumb shit.
Yeah, well, this is dumb shit too. But this is the Kiki Challenge.
Oh, thicky. So what? They dance it up to this song or what?
Yeah, they do it while the car's moving. This chick's got the whole version of it.
Yeah, because she's banging.
Oh yeah.
Because she's banging. We'll see a funny one, I'm sure. Damn, she's wearing Guess jeans. They still make those?
I guess it's Drake, huh?
Sounds kind of like it's Drake.
And that's it. See,
I definitely hadn't heard the
And then
jam.
they get back in the car.
So that's the challenge. They
Yeah.
jam outside of the ride. It's kind of like ghosting the whip, but not.
So that's
You know you're okay. Do you you remember Ghosting the Whip? Mac Dre and
that was
Day.
that was basically what I thought of it when I saw it too. I was like, yeah, it's like they're ghosting the whip basically, but they're dancing.
But I mean, it's the passenger side and all, but it's still.
Here's another version of it, but this is a.
There we go. I knew we were going to get a funny one. Oh, this is the Native American guy. Oh, don't drive off on him.
But that's the thing. You're supposed to, because the car's supposed to keep moving. But most of the people, it all started with people doing it to that Kiki song.
Okay.
But it's starting to branch off into like people are like, all right. And so this is a Native American version, obviously.
Hell yeah. Homie's getting it too. Look at all that he's putting in. He's about to lose it. He's like, I'm trying to keep up.
But shit, we should have did this before we went to TGI Fridays. So that was it. That was a different version, which is cool.
Hell yeah.
Here's another version of Kiki.
No, I hadn't caught on that this was a thing.
It's everywhere, bro.
I'm gonna get my old man to do it. I could definitely get that done. Pull up on some animal like a deer or something. That's pretty funny. This hillbilly was a thinker.
And this
I like it.
Cal's like, what's going on, huh?
I like it. She's like, do you got feet or not, motherfucker?
Right. So that was it, and then we'll play a couple more just so you can get a roundabout idea of what's going on around on social media this week. There's another animal. Oh shit!
And that's too much, man.
Somebody put some work into this.
Mm-hmm.
Is it gonna? So that one more version, and then we'll get out of this Kiki. But yeah, man.
One more Kiki.
Here's the last one I saw.
So straight up fucking white going. Chale, wait. Okay.
Let the Kiki challenge holes.
There you go. Okay, he's like, that's my jam. That's my jam.
Actually moving.
Yeah, he's doing that.
Hey.
Oh, his little homie said, you're not getting all the hoes, let me steal some of this action.
That's actually not bad. I mean, I gotta say, even if they were doing the right song, I'd be like, well, shit, this ain't bad. So
I'll get you laid in the club for sure.
He moving, dude.
Running man. Oh,
he's
he's like,
my turn.
I know that colonia, dude.
That's fucking hard to do, man.
That's my tia's house in the back.
Oh, reverse. He's like, that's my patio.
You can get tacos around the corner, dude. Non-stop.
So yeah, that's the Kiki challenge, man. I seen one where this fucking one.
They did it up pretty good.
I seen one where this one chick fucking was trying to. She was a big girl too, and she was doing the Kiki challenge, dancing and shit. And okay, there's another one.
Oh,
Instead of ending it on these ugly dudes, we ended it on the
yeah, put it on the hottie. Oh, white pants, you know what that's all about.
See, the American version is more like this. You know, they're trying to do it all like hot and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is the American. Oh, here's the chick I was telling you.
She's ghosting the whip, dude. She's straight ghosting the whip.
Watching she beefs it, dude.
No, don't do it, girl.
Here it comes.
Damn, that's a whole lot of beef. Oh!
And there you have it. That is the Kiki challenge.
Thank you for showing me that one, dude.
Right, man.
I'm definitely gonna spread that one in the circles that people don't, keep up with it.
Right.
Yeah, because that's not a thread that someone might, that I keep with might get
It's been
around.
all over fucking
but
Facebook, man.
That's a hell of a fucking thread
Right.
right there.
Instead of let's show some real talent for a second. This little girl here, man. I've seen this when I was getting ready for work because I was sitting on the toilet like I normally do. But check out this little girl. I mean, I can only imagine she's only
I can't guess.
7, 8.
7? I was gonna give her 10.
Okay, maybe we'll go with 10.
I don't know though.
Either
I'm
way,
bad at guessing kids' ages.
Look at the group that she gathers around her.
Wow.
It's beautiful, is it not?
Mhm. She's all despacito.
Ah, it's a beautiful sound. I daydream about my little girl being this talented with an instrument.
You know what? Every parent should. And I think if you don't, you shouldn't even have been a parent. You know what I mean?
Amen, bro.
That's when I talk about like these people that anyone can have a fucking kid. It's so easy to have a kid. It's harder to order pizza than it is to have a kid. You know what I mean? And if you don't aspire for your kids to be doing shit like this, I don't think you should be like a parent.
Yeah, I agree, dude.
That's just me.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean? That's just me.
I totally hear what you're saying. Because then you're not having aspirations for them. And if you don't have aspirations for them, then you're not going to take the time to nurture them. If you don't take the time to nurture them, you ain't being a parent.
Yeah.
Well, so I get what you're saying.
No, it's just people. I don't know. Everyone their own. Let them have kids if they want. But my own outlook on it is that if you don't expect your kid or want this kind of like badassness for your kid, then you're wasting your time. You should just be enjoying your life. You know what I mean? Just enjoy your life if that's what you're gonna do.
Let's soak this in for a second.
I guarantee you she doesn't need the money, I bet. Because that shit's expensive. Lessons like that aren't cheap. Unless she's really, really that talented.
Yeah.
Which she could be.
Very well.
Everyone dropping dollars.
She is amazing, though, man. Come on.
Bruh, it's epic.
Yeah, this is just wonderful.
Inspirational. You see all those other little kids, they're like, oh shit, I wonder if I could ever do that.
I love the movement, because she could just be sitting there playing it, but I like how
She's enjoying it.
Yeah.
She knows the hits too. She stops, she's like,
Yeah.
bam, let's hit it.
She has a real sense of
Showmanship.
Yeah, for sure. Beautiful, man. Amazing, huh?
Yeah, that was epic.
Right.
Again, thank you for
I was like every morning I get up before work I gotta take a dump, and that's when I spend a lot of time saving videos for the podcast. And I came across that and I was like, I have to show this.
I enjoy the shit out of those inspirational videos. Those like guys in the subway that you showed me,
Right.
or even the little ones that I've managed to find myself that some homeless guy's epic drum solo like on buckets or who knows what. And that's another one of those just street performers. Someone taking their everydayness and putting it out there and being epic,
Right. Because I guarantee you, if I was walking around shopping and I came across that, I'd sit and watch it.
You'd hear the speed. You'd hear him blare because she had it up.
And I'd go drop a couple bucks. It's just amazing. I think it's great when people are willing to put their talent.
I wonder
out
how
there.
many other jams she has. If she just does Despacito or she's got other stuff. She's bound to have other stuff.
And it's like you said, that kind of talent isn't cheap.
No.
You know what I mean? She's been taught
for
a long time.
Where common knowledge, right? I don't know if it's said enough that time is money. All that she took, to learn, that's not cheap.
Yeah, to have a violin coach or teacher, whatever you want to call it, to sit with your child for an hour. That's got to be 50 plus, if not even more, depending on the range of the Because I mean, there's some kids you could have a very bare minimal fucking teacher come in and teach your kid violin,
Just-
but they
yeah.
could unlock their own shit, and they're playing shit that the teacher's like, fuck, I don't even know how
Yeah.
to do any more of this. Or it could be one of those kids that's like, wah, 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 whether the teacher's from Juilliard, you know, fucking professor, it doesn't matter. If the kid doesn't have it in the soul, doesn't have it in the main chemical makeup of the brain, it just ain't gonna happen. That little girl obviously was dealt genes or something
Yeah.
that just let it all click together for her.
For sure.
Because she's playing at a level that's pretty high.
Very, very much so. It's not easy to do that. You
Right.
know, keep timing, jam like she's jamming, and I would say that song probably wasn't classically orchestrated. So to convert it from, you know, it's all music notes, right?
Well, there's a very Hispanic sound to it, other than her violin. The sound that was the background music was definitely like a Latin type of feel to it. So it's definitely not classically trained or maybe she is classically trained, but it definitely wasn't a classic sound. It wasn't something that they teach her.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like just a simple format.
That's her
violin.
love for it. That
Yeah.
she probably was like,
She
I
was
want
like,
to do it.
I can make that song sound like this.
She fucking-
with this.
She made it.
You know.
She made it alright. You ever seen these instances on fucking, this is pretty funny, where like families will like rescue an animal or something and they release it.
Oh yeah. I like those. Sometimes they fall in the epic fail
Right.
videos, and I watch a lot of those epic fails.
This is one of these. This is one of those epic fail moments. Here's a family that rescued a whole bunch of butterflies in the cocoon, and so they're about to release the butterfly. Fucking dog ate it out of
Just waiting.
the. He was just waiting. They didn't even pay attention to him.
Nuh-uh.
Here it goes, slow motion. Boom.
The mom, epic, ugly face, like.
Look at everybody gathered around. The kids are terrified too.
Yeah. He's a monster! And then you're gonna punish the dog for doing something.
They've had that fucking dog for 10 years and they've had that butterfly for 2 weeks. Come on, people.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fucking good
That's
one.
an epic fail for sure.
Right on.
They should, if they did, you know, I don't know what they thought. The dog isn't a eater, it's a predator. Like, no, that thing's you turn your back and you don't got kibbles and bits in your hand or around, it's looking for food. Thing's gonna eat. It don't matter what it is.
Here's another moment where a human made a bond with a animal, and this is a dude that was traveling across Spain and found a seagull that was injured and nursed it back to health. And here's the story.
Fou de pouvoir partager ça avec Gaïa. On est parti de Barcelone et on est
So when he rescued this bird and kept it alive and did what he could, he kept traveling and this bird kept following him, and he couldn't believe it, so he just kept it safe since it was going to be around him. He went ahead and did what he had to do to keep it safe, and it just stayed with him the whole
Et
time.
là, quand elle voyait que c'était difficile, elle venait me voir, on fait sur la tête. moi, je
But I mean, the
regardais.
dude is a dime piece. Would you not want to hang out with the motherfucker too? You know what I mean?
She's like, my Prince Charming has
Yeah.
arrived.
It's like, I don't care that I can't have sex with him. I'm still following this bitch.
Yeah.
Qui avait été abandonné.
But look at that. It was a wild bird.
Pourquoi je m'embarquais?
That's pretty epic.
Elle avait 2 jours, elle avait pas les yeux encore ouverts. Pendant les premières semaines, je la gardais entre de ma main parce qu'il faisait froid, elle avait pas ses plumes. Tout au début, je la nourrissais avec la bouche. Donc c'était drôle parce qu'on avait l'impression qu'elle me faisait des bisous. C'est la première fois que j'avais vraiment la responsabilité d'un être, de bébé jusqu'à ce qu'elle
It was the first time I was truly responsible.
Il fallait que je la protège.
Yeah, so this fucking guy traveled all across Spain and all that bird just fucking followed his ass.
Wow. And she stayed the whole time like, this is my dude now, this is my homie.
Yeah, it knew that it was going to be safe,
Elle a
you
volé
know.
pour la première fois, c'était dingue parce qu'elle est partie dans le ciel tout droit comme ça.
I think that's amazing coming from a bird because I think people think that birds are stupid. Birds don't.
And bird brains!
Yeah, like
I got bird brain!
nobody gives a lot of credit to birds, but obviously this shows some type of intelligence and some type of manner.
There's some real smart ones out there. It's just that there's such a huge spectrum of intelligence amongst birds that, you know, we typically only see a little bit. But there's some real smart ones out there. Not to say that they're not all smart in their own right.
Je souhaitais avoir un ami, et du coup, Gaïa, ça s'est présenté comme ça, et je me suis dit, mais grave, c'est ça qu'il faut. J'ai fait une charrette avec du matériel de récupération que j'ai trouvé à droite à gauche. Gaïa, elle avait son nid que j'ai construit, et ça lui faisait une espèce de
Yeah, so we even built a little.
Et là, elle pouvait s'abriter du soleil. J'essayais toujours de la garder à vue, de savoir approximativement.
That's how they do traveling like that with fucking rollerblades in a fucking cart. Ain't that wild?
That is. That's a real traveler like me. I gotta get on a plane and go somewhere, right? This dude just sets out on foot. That's a real fucking vagabond right there.
Le jour où elle est partie, je pensais qu'elle allait revenir, donc j'ai attendu plusieurs jours, je l'ai cherché autour.
And it knew that the travel was over. Isn't that amazing?
Puis après, je me suis fait une raison. Ce que j'aime me dire, c'est qu'elle est partie.
It never came back. It stayed with them that whole time.
Un monsieur colon,
It knew.
des bébés colons.
It's so crazy.
C'est super beau, donc je la vois bien au bord de la rivière.
I can picture a nest with babies.
C'était une membre de la famille. C'était super cool d'avoir cette preuve que entre les humains et les oiseaux, il y a moyen de créer.
Fucking crazy,
lien.
man.
Donc c'était très riche.
Bird. Who would have thought?
Bird brain!
Yeah.
That's how I feel with my roosters, bro.
Yeah. It's I wonder how they feel about you.
I wonder the same thing. You know, it's like I go places and I see locales that I think, oh, this place is rich for fucking some chickens and a rooster here, right? Like you should have some birds on the place. And one guy, I was telling him, or trying to encourage him to get some birds around. And he's like, I was young and I used to like chickens and this, that, and I was eyeballing one, and one was looking at me a little cockeyed, and so I did the same thing, and back and forth. I got closer, said fucking pecked him right in his eyeball, and sure enough, he has a little lazy of an eye. I don't know if it's just a story or not, but it was fucking epic. I was like, no wonder he looks at you cockeyed. So, that being said, when I'm holding them and I'm eyeballing them and checking them out and they're looking at me, I do wonder what they're thinking. Like,
Right.
Do they want to peck me in the eye too?
Who knows, man? I know one thing. Chickens eat meat. The people don't think that they do. I've seen them eat.
They're full on. They're full on. Oh yeah, they'll eat mice like crazy.
I've seen a deer eat a mouse too.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was a deer. No, he was eating a squirrel.
Okay.
He was eating a squirrel. Yeah. So
Wow.
it just goes to show maybe you shouldn't always judge a book by its cover.
or a tooth by its enamel.
Yeah, for shit.
Because I wouldn't have guessed a deer, but I've seen them eat snakes. I've seen them eat, like you said, mice. You name it. They're omnivores. They'll grind it.
Opportunists, man. Animals are opportunists.
One of my coworkers in Hawaii, he had chickens, and he would take leftovers from the restaurant back home, and he would anything and everything. It didn't matter. He was like, as long as it didn't have chicken meat or chicken bones in it, because he didn't want them eating. They could get sick if they ate their own stuff. But they'd eat it all. You name pork chops, fucking. They clean the bone, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, better than a human.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's crazy, man.
all kinds of funky stuff in there. I could go on and name it, but it'd just be a kitchen sink of shit.
Right, all kinds of shit. We're going to round this bitch up. We're at our hour mark, and we really had nothing planned. So if this podcast just seemed like we were just kind of BSing, that's exactly what we were doing.
Exactamundo.
Yeah, so we
Wow, an hour already, dog.
as every podcast goes, we never plan any of it, So and that was just that was a pure form right there of just not planning anything and just winging it. But it was all fun. I think we talked about a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, I got to relive some of my hikes that I had done.
In Utsi?
Yeah, in Utsi, my homie, dog.
We saw some cool hikes that we could potentially do.
Yeah.
We learned that Utsi was found in the Alps. I mean, there was a lot of cool shit.
Knowledge even being done.
Yeah, on accident, while I'm drinking whiskey.
While I'm getting twisted over here.
But yeah, we are. This is episode number 41, and we are July 26th. You got any closers?
Humanity, folks. Keep it alive.
For sure. The best we can do in this world is just treat everybody with equal respect and pass that respect kind of normacy to everybody, to where before you know it, everybody's opening the door for everybody else, and everybody's saying, "How's it going? Yes, sir. Thank you." And you get that kind of respect. There's a lot less tension. A lot less tension means there's a lot less conflict, and a lot less conflict means there's a lot less.
There's more hugs being had.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, conflict's gonna happen, but it needs to be for the right reasons.
Yeah.
A dude steals something out of your car and you want to fight him and you beat him up. That's his own fault. That's karma happening to him. But just to be shitty to somebody for race or gender or any kind of that kind of a hate or any kind of a conflict, that's unnecessary. And that's what we're on this podcast to kind of to help promote, is just be cool, be nice. How you want to
don't
be
an asshole out in the world.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. We got enough of those motherfuckers, and those dudes are working 24/7. So let's counter that with not being assholes. You know what I mean?
And if you know, and not to say that assholes, they're there, and you just work around them.
Yeah.
You do your thing.
Yep.
You don't add fuel to the fire.
We're gonna end this podcast with one of our favorite songs, and it's a Warren G and Nate Dogg song.
Oh.
But it's put to with a Bert and Ernie fucking compilation.
Regulate any stealing of his property with damn good.
Y'all guys be good. Take care of one another.
Any geek off the street.
I'm gonna let this video play out because I think it's funny. I don't know.
It was a clear black night, a clear white moon. Warren G was on the streets, trying to consume some skirts for the heat, so I could get some phones rolling in my ride, chilling on the go.
Just hit the east side of the LBC on a mission trying to find Mr. Warren G. Seen a car full of girls, ain't no need to tweak. All you search know what's up with 213.
So I moved select on 21 and Lewis, some brothers shooting dice, so I said, let's do this. I jumped out the rock and said, what's up? Some brothers pulled some gas, so I said, I'm